Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Got a question for you. What or how do you view the church house? Is it just a place you go on Sunday mornings to sing praises to the King, hear a good message, have fellowship with other like believers? Or is there more to it than just that? This morning's message is going to be more of a personal, how I personally feel about the church house. But I'm hoping that with me expressing my feelings and how I view the church house in my life, that you think about how it pertains to your life and how important that building is. For me, it's a very important building. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful place in town, and it doesn't have to be the most simplest old country style church with the wooden pews. It's what the building represents to me. That's what's important. To me, that building represents, like I just mentioned, Sunday morning, for singing praises to the King and hearing a great message, being with like believers. Wednesday night programs, those are always were important, but I've noticed over the years, churches have slowly stopped having them. People have stopped coming because they allow outside activities to overtake that time, i.e. in the summertime, baseball, softball, just whatever activity that interrupts that midweek time with worship. And then when I was running the road, if I have the opportunity on Wednesdays in the rural states, if I can find parking, a lot of times I can still find a small church that has Wednesday night service, and I will stop and park the semi and go to church. I've always enjoyed going to church. I've always been told, and I've always heard that the core of the church is the group that shows up on Sunday night and the ones that show up on Wednesday. That's the core of the church. That's what keeps the church house going. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I know for me personally, whenever I'm able to and I'm home and the church house doors are open for Wednesday night service, Sunday night service, I'm there. There's just something about that building that brings comfort to me, that no matter what's going on, the minute I walk through those doors, those problems and that are left on the outside, and for the next however long I'm in that building, I'm just going to absorb and bathe in the spiritual feeling, the just being around other like believers. I draw so much from that building, and it's a very important, it's a very center point of my life, and my family knows that. And if they plan outings on Sundays, if they invite us, they know they're going to have to wait till after church is over. I'm not going to go and miss church. And now that's a struggle at times for me, with me running the road, and I come through for a short weekend. I want to go to church, but I want to spend time with my family. And it comes to, there's sometimes I'll miss to spend time with my family because my family's important as well. But the church house is more important. The church house, for what it represents in my life, is more important. But there's a balance I have to try and maintain, and it's very difficult for me at times. But I've been able to manage to do it over the years. And what I'm getting at is, Jesus, when he was 12, they went to Jerusalem every year to be counted in that. Or it was in 40. And then he went a festival or something. But anyway, he was at the temple. And this is where the story picks up on one of the first encounters that Jesus has with the Pharisees in the church. Well, his folks had left. They'd started for their journey home, thinking that he was with somebody else in the family in the caravan. And after 3 days of looking for him, they couldn't find him. And they went back to Jerusalem, and they found him in the temple. In Luke, the 2nd chapter, verse 46, it says this: Then after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in amongst the teachers, both listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When they saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, "Son, why have you treated us this way? Behold, your father and I have been anxiously looking for you." And he said to them, "Why is it that you were looking for me? Did you not know that I had to be in my Father's house?" But they did not understand this statement that he had made to them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and he continued in subjection to them, and his mother treasured all these things in his heart. Well, it talks about he had to go be about his Father's business in the church house. If you think about it, we as Christians are the same. We are a child of God, so we should be busy about doing God's business, doing what he's called us to do. And so that's why I'm back to that, what I said earlier. The church plays such a huge role in my life. It's the center of my life. It's who I am. And that I feel like I need to be about my Father's business every day. It's not just on Sunday. It's not just when I show up for church, but every day, every waking moment, I should be about doing God's business, doing what he has called me to do. And for each one of us, that's a different calling. And so whatever he's called you to do, that should be your goal. That should be what you strive to do day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. There's some days I have difficulties bringing a message on here, and I'm flipping through and I'm trying to think of a message, but I figure out something because it's such a drive, it's such a need to share with you each and every day. Now, I do take a few days off here and there that you see, but I have to kind of regroup. But at the same time, I'm still thinking and trying to go about doing God's business. So that's my question for you this morning. How important is the church house in your life? Is it your core? Is it the center of everything for you? Or are you just one that shows up on Sunday morning so that everybody sees that you made it to church on Sunday, but the rest of the week you kind of do what you're wanting to do? Think about it as Jesus said, I have to be about doing my Father's business. Well, are you?